And I wasn't going to I wouldn't have watched the next thing if anybody else was the host, but Jerry Lawler is in the ring to host a King's Court. I'm like, okay, this is pleasant after we've had the KO show and Miz TV and whatever. Somebody interesting. And then it's with Veer Mahaan. And the first thing as soon as he was on the way down the aisle, I wrote, can Lawler make this entertaining? I have no words. They have figured out something, a verbal segment that Jerry Lawler couldn't say. He asked, what are you laughing at? Is this,
because I took the show off mute. Because I was like, oh, Jerry Lawler's on Raw. What are they going to do with him? And I'm like, okay, Veer Mahaan, we've seen this guy do, nothing for a long time now. What's going to happen here? And then when Lawler just started cracking jokes right to his face, that's when I really didn't have any idea what the point of this was, but I'll let you continue.
Well, that's the thing. The deal they do is Lawler starts asking him a couple of questions, and old Veer just stares at him and won't speak, and Lawler's uncomfortable. Oh, okay, that was a bad question. I'll ask you another one. And finally, Lawler starts telling him jokes about what the Mysterios have been saying about him and how hairy he is or whatever. And that was the only mildly entertaining part of this. And finally, Veer starts speaking with his growly voice, and he starts okay, and within a short amount of time, he starts to get lost, and he tries to pick it back up, and then he's supposed to snatch Lawler or snatch the microphone or snatch Lawler's arm that's holding the microphone so he can take it back because Lawler's made an offhand remark. He's going to snatch the thing back. And so when he snatches Lawler's arm, he snatched him so hard the microphone flew out of his fucking hand. Then Veer has to wait 1 minute, like motion, and go over and pick the microphone up and bring it back and give it back to Lawler so then he can hold it there and say, I smell fear on you, Lawler. I think it's this segment he was smelling, to be quite honest with you. And then Veer gave Lawler a veiled threat. I say it was veiled. It was actually positively disguised. I'm not sure whether it was a threat or not, but Lawler seemed to start to take a few steps back, so he took it that way. And all of a sudden, the Mysterios music plays. And here comes Ray and Dominic. And actually, Lawler at one point, instead of the Mysterios, had called them the Dominics, which I think they should meet the Danucci's in tag team action. So the baby faces are coming down the aisle with their music to save Jerry Lawler from getting killed by Veer Mahaan, and Veer jumps out on the floor and meets the Mysterios coming and starts beating them up. Maybe if they'd have just come out there to do a good deed instead of playing their music, his back was turned, he wouldn't have seen them. But they alerted him with the music. So
they should have come in different directions, too.
Well, yes, but he's beating them up, and then he presses Ray over his head and tries to throw him in over the top rope. And he fucking throws him into the top rope, and poor Ray bounces down every rope back to the apron, completely missed him, and he shoves him underneath the rope. This fucking guy. And then now he's thrown both of them in the ring. So as he starts to get in the ring, they keep jumping up and drop kicking him or, moose kicking him or somehow kicking him off the apron, right? And so he gets mad, Veer does, and stomps around for a second and walks off. So he's just going to take that and like it. He feels and has been demonstrated that he can take these people apart with his bare hands, but because they've got the high ground on him in a game of King of the Mountain, he just says, fuck it, and walks off after he started it to begin with. And nobody cared. Did anybody care? Did you even hear the fake boos care?
I don't think anyone has really cared too much about this whole thing so far, but again, the funniest moment to me, this guy's a killer. He's gone out there, he's murdered the Mysterios. He just destroys jobbers. and Lawler standing in front of him, smiling at him, cutting jokes on him. Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Hey, and Rey Mysterio says, "You're so hairy, when you take your dog for a walk, people pet you."